Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome back to another episode of Over the Cap. Round 7. There was no round 6 last week. A couple of scheduling conflicts, but it was a bad week not to record, Jaden, because we saw him pretty well last week. If you go follow the Twitter, it felt like we couldn't miss last week, which was really, really nice. Unfortunately for me, my lock of the week did not get up. I decided to put faith in the Panthers, which didn't work. You put faith in Angus Crichton and or James Tedesco, which came in well. Our multi didn't. I think I had a Penrith head-to-head or something like that, and it bombed out pretty quickly. But I'm joined as always by my co-host JG. How are you? How was the week off recording? But more importantly, how was the week of punting last week?
Yeah, no, we did pretty well. I agree. I think, I don't remember quite off the top of my head, but yeah, I know most games we sort of hit something, so that was good. And good. I missed the podcast last week, so good to be back. Hopefully, we have the same joy this week.
Yes, of course. Well, there's no time like the present to pretty much get straight into the round 8 preview. You've got a host of matchups. It feels like markets are a little bit wider this week, which was nice. Some anytime try scorer bets have some more juice in them, which you'll see basically as the week goes on. But we do have the first game of the week. Manly, $1.57 up against the Dragons, 241. Lions, 3.5. Match points, 48.5. First game of the week at Brookvale. I am surprised to the Dragons, $2.41 outsiders, considering Manly's form without Turbo. The historical data is not great without Turbo, and the Dragons haven't been amazing, but they've been serviceable. How are you seeing this one? Because, yeah, the odds are a little bit far apart from where I was sort of maybe going to market this.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think, obviously, I'm not really a stats person, but just like, I don't know. I think sort of just watching these two teams, not that I've got any head-to-heads right, but yeah, I'd have them at least like, maybe $1.82 maybe. Manly at home would be the only reason I would probably be leaning more towards Manly. But yeah, without Turbo, Lehigh at the back, they lose that little bit. And yeah, Dragons have been doing pretty well, I thought.
Yeah, as that's exactly how I think. And we have looked at our bets for the week. You've got Burbo, 450 anytime. I've got the Dragons pretty much just straight head-to-head, 242. I think it's a really good price for a almost 50-50 game. And I've also got Fiego 210. Follow the Twitter because if Sione for now comes in, I'll also be betting on him as well. So if the left, basically I'm betting on whoever jumps on that left wing spot for the Dragons, and also then 242. But talk to me about Ben Trbojevic, because $4.50 seems like an unreal price for a starting back rower. And he seems to be going close to the line most weeks.
Yeah, I love the little combo that him and Brooks have. I mean, I know that he doesn't score too often, but he can obviously find the line. And yeah, I just think, Brooks sort of straightens up pretty well. And everyone knows, if you've been watching, that I think Dragons have some deficiencies there over on their right. So yeah, I think $4.50 is a really good price. And yeah, he might be probably him and Fiego, or as you said, would be probably the two I'm betting on in this game.
Yeah, wonderful. Next game, Bulldogs, $1.31, Rabbitohs, 346, Lions, 9.5, match points, 44.5. We've got the Dogs coming off the back of that bye. The Rabbitohs mismatched at the halves. Like, who knows what's going on there? Like, it's just all over the place. Like, injuries have not been kind to Souths one bit, but I think they've been serviceable. The Dogs, look, they got Carraz back the week before the bye. He's had the week off, and everyone for them is pretty much back. I mean, Kickout's on the extended bench. I wouldn't imagine he is named if he wasn't a chance of playing. So if they do get him back on the left, then it could be absolutely unreal. But yeah, how are you seeing this one with the Dogs and the Rabbitohs?
Yeah, no, I think, I don't know, the Dogs just, I wasn't on them at sort of the first couple of rounds, but yeah, they've proved me wrong, and I just, I think they're going to win. I think it should be a really good game. I don't really mind the halves of Mitchell and Walker. Obviously, I'm expecting Walker to be over on that right, but I think it should just be an unreal game. I think the 70,000 crowd, and they're expecting that, and I just think it'll be an awesome game. But I'll be back in the Dogs.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolutely packed house. I think the Dogs are doing like $10 tickets to fill out the last 10,000. I think there's been 60,000 that have been sold, and then they've agreed to do like $10 tickets to get families and stuff in to make an absolute packed house, which will be unreal. As you said, Cody Walker comes back, which is fantastic for them. They have Jaden Sullivan suspended for a week. Latrell Mitchell at 6. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I think everyone hoping from a Supercoach standpoint that the Latrell plays one more game at 5'8", because then he'll get a handy little jewel. But not the podcast for SC Chat, but more for bets. You do have Trell anytime, $3.70. I've got the Dogs minus 9.5 at $1.90. I just think off the back of the bye, they've refreshed. They're going to get kick out back. Carraz looked really good in his first game there. They are still missing Burton, but it seems like a side that's pretty much just being able to rely without the Burton and just a system that's ticking through. But Trell, $3.70. You're liking what you're seeing from him. I'm curious to see what they do lining up. I assume Cody will just play on the right side and Latrell will stay on the left, but it will be interesting to see how that transpires.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I think that would be the go. But even if it isn't, I just think Mitchell's just a footy player. I mean, $3.70 for someone that, he's kind of like, reminds me a bit of David Fafita, except he's just obviously, a bit more like agile. And yeah, I just think that $3.70 is crazy for his odds. And I think it's going to be an intense game. And with obviously Wayne Bennett there as his coach, and I think they'll be pumped up for it. And I can just see it being super competitive. I think, as I said, Bulldogs will win, but I just reckon Mitchell will be up for it. And he's just going to, like, Cody Walker will probably open him up that little bit more.
Apologies, but Matt Burton has been named. It shows you how much attention I paid to team list this week. So
I didn't actually know either.
Makes my bet even better. Like I'm very happy that Burton is in. Kick out on the extendeds. Pretty much back at full strength, which is unreal. Moving into the next game, which is going to be the Dolphins, $4.75, Storm $1.19, lines 14.5, match points 50.5. Dolphins off the back of a really, really good win last week, but that first half from Melbourne was pretty electric. Up at Suncorp there. It's going to be the I believe this is the later game on the Friday, which is cool. Like hopefully the dry track at Suncorp there, and it's just going to be an absolute points galore. I think two teams that are really, really attacking. Storm have been spotty in defense, and the what are they called? The Dolphins have so much attacking prowess. I think it could be a really, really high scoring affair. It's going to be a good game of footy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it's going to be high scoring. And honestly, when I was looking at my bets for this game, I honestly think I could have chose like 7 players. So, it's going to be a good one. And I can't wait for it. I think obviously being a Storm fan, I hope we get the win. But yeah, we've had our deficiencies as well. So, and Dolphins have finally found some form with their attack. It's going to be an interesting game, but I hope we win comfortably.
Wonderful. Let's look at the bets for this one. We've got you're taking Coates and Tuafa'alongo anytime for a $2.90 same game multi. You're also on Eli Katoa for $2.50. And I don't have anything this game. I didn't find anything that I loved too much. So talk to me on your bets. I'm assuming you just think the Storm are going to pile on the points. Yeah,
well, just what you said. I mean, I was looking at Bostock as well. I just think wingers, they're both two teams that play like with a lot of width, and they got great spines at the moment in form. And I just think that I could see Storm stretching them on those edges. Avarillo and Herbie can be hot and cold. So I think Storm are a really well drilled sort of team. And I just think I think them two to get over is pretty good. Almost $3. I think it's a pretty good price. And then Katoa opposite Nikorima. I think he's got Gilbert outside him, and they put Lemueli in there as well. And I just think that could cause a bit of disruption, and hopefully Hughes is in form and can get Katoa over.
Yeah, I agree pretty much wholeheartedly. Like the edges are going to be really, really hot, and Katoa is such an attacking weapon. Next game, Warriors $3.04 against the Broncos $1.38, line 8.5, match points 48.5. This backline for the Warriors really, really concerns me. Tuiapiki at fullback, Ed Kossin, Pompey on the wings, Capewell and Auiliatau are probably the only regular that I'd be confident with in this backline. I do like to see Tane Tuiapiki back at fullback, but like it's absolute nightmare defensively for guys like Stagg, Shibasaki, Arthurs, and Cobbo, with Walsh, swinging out the back with his speed as well. So Capewell on the centers, I feel, is going to get targeted absolutely huge. And we saw what the Edges did for Melbourne last week against this Warriors backline, and I think it's a much worse backline. So I just think it's going to be, obviously it's in New Zealand, which is going to be a win for them. But this one could get messy, I feel. Yeah,
I'm with you. I did hear, don't sort of quote me, but I did hear it could be wet I think that if it is quite wet, it does definitely play in the Warriors' hands. I don't think they'll win, but I think it's probably less points, obviously, for Broncos. And just with the home crowd, hopefully they can find some attack with Tane back there. But as you said, two new wingers over there and Capo in the centres. I mean, obviously he's capable, but someone like Walsh is just going to demolish him, like you said. So, yeah, it should be an interesting one.
And this could be a Reece Walsh bounce back game. We do have our bets up on the screen. You got Tony Staggs $2.90. I've got the opposite centre, Garrett Shibasaki at $2.90. Same price for both of them. They probably could both fall over just quietly. And Murata Niokore at $8. Just a really good price, isn't it, for a guy starting in the back row?
Yeah, definitely. And he's been playing around 60, and he's impressive. I think that playing outside Metcalf, and obviously Hunt now with Ricky back has moved over next to Ben Hunt. So another new combination. I like going at new combinations, and he runs hard. Hopefully the Warriors crowd can get him over. And as you said, the $8 odds is juicy.
Yes, agreed. Next game of the round, the Roosters $2.22, Panthers $1.66, Lions 3.5. Total match points 46.5. Posted on Twitter last week, Jaden, that if you put $100 on the Roosters in round 2, and then you basically rolled over the balance every week, and you went against the Panthers, your balance would be at $44,900 in just 5 weeks. So the bookies still have favoured Penrith very heavily, despite their consecutive losses in a row. Again, they do come into this one as the favourite. So look, it's tough. Like, it's really tough because you've got so much. You've got like 5 years of data for Penrith to be like, oh no, they'll turn this around. But this backline is just such a concern for me. The defensive issues their edges are facing are just really concerning. But yeah, I don't know. Like, the Roosters are so hot and cold. They're probably as hot and cold as the Titans are. I think they've been fine without being excellent. Obviously, got hammered in round 1, but that was a game where everything favoured the Broncos and they had a score put on them. But yeah, I don't really know where to go with this one. I think I've tipped the Roosters, but like, I'm not confident at all.
Yeah, I don't know either. And obviously the Panthers are named Garner in the centres and Tungo on the bench, and I don't know. I mean, I know they're trying things, but yeah, Blaze Talangi at 6 as well. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know which way this one goes. If in my tipping, I'm going Roosters. Just purely, I think, looking at them, I've just got more faith in the squad, and it just looks more certain, I guess, in terms of regular. But yeah, I have no idea with this one.
Yeah, cool. Also, just got a Twitter account. No, just got a Twitter notification. Sonny Bill Williams versus Paul Gallen is now official, which is cool. Good. I just saw it on my second screen. So I don't know why I said it out loud, but I did. Looking at the bets, you've got Daniel Tupu $2.05. I've got Dominic Young and Daniel Tupu to combine for $2. For 2 tries at $2.40. So we're pretty much aligned here. I just think with those Penrith edges, like, there could be points on offer for the Chooks, and we saw they had a little bit more structure and looked a little bit more threatening in the red zone with Hugo Savalia as halfback compared to Chad Townsend. But I'm assuming you're just on Daniel Tupu because anything over $2 is just a ridiculous price, very similar to what we looked at with Alex Johnson a couple of weeks ago when he made his return. He was a very juicy price on the wing as well.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously Tungo, I mean, I don't know how they're going to play him, whether they're going to interchange Garner there or what they're going to do. But I just think Mark is back in the side for Billy Smith with suspension, is it? I think so. Yeah, I just think that he'll get Daniel Tupu over $2 is pretty crazy for what they're up against, in my opinion.
Yes, agreed. Let's look at the Titans up against the Raiders. Titans $2.10, Raiders $1.75, line 1.5, match points 52.5. Yeah, it's who knows. Titans could do anything. They could win this 30-6. They could also get absolutely pumped. It's very, very tough. What are you thinking?
My teams. So before this season, Raiders were not my team, but they've won me a lot this year, and the 2 centers there have been carrying my tips. So yeah, I don't know. I'm torn. My heart's torn, but I'd probably be leaning towards Raiders just because they're being more consistent. But what you said, Titans could probably win by 50. So I'm not. I don't have any faith in what I'm tipping there.
Yeah, no, I'm the same with the Raiders. I put a pretty hefty bet on at the start of the season for them to get over 9.5 wins, and they've started off very, very well. I thought that line was a little bit too low, so happy with them. But yeah, this one I've got absolutely No idea. I think it's a 50-50 game, so I'm just siding with the team that is the bigger odds, and I've taken the Titans head-to-head at $2.15. I've taken JoJo Fafita $2.10 anytime, and you're on Philip Sami $2.65 anytime as well. Yeah, I just think there's some pretty good prices in this game. Even outside of these two options, even outside of Sami and JoJo, like there's some good options out there. So yeah, this one, I feel like this one could be game of the round, or it could be absolutely awful to watch for 80 minutes. I don't think there's going to be an in between. So that's basically those two. Moving into the Knights up against the Sharks. Talk about bad games. This one could also be absolutely awful to watch. We saw the Sharks not score a point for 35 minutes last week, and the Knights just suck. The Knights $3.30, Sharks $1.34, Lions 8.5. Total match 41.5. Lowest of the week. Jaden, we'll pull up the bets here, but I had a look. Basically, I was looking at like the match line, like the points line, and the Sportsbet had the Knights at 16.5 was their line, but the unders was like $1.60. I'm just like, I'm not tipping unders $16.5, $1.60, but I also don't have faith to take the overs. Surely they've got to turn this around, like this, because it's just such a tough team to watch, isn't it?
Oh, I know. Last week they were horrible, and then I didn't actually even realize, to be fair, that I mean, there was some stat they said about how long it had been since they scored a point. I was like, geez, like especially with KP in there, and they got some talent, obviously Best, Gagai, but they're just not using them well, and obviously Fletcher Sharp. But I'm just hoping with what's his face, Gamble coming back. I mean, he's not a superstar, but he definitely knows how to free up Kalen Ponga, and I mean, they needed some change in their half, so let's just hope that this is it. And obviously, Crossland is not there, which I don't rate him at 7 anyway. So, yeah, I'm hoping that, they can turn it around just purely for my bet. Hopefully, someone can get over in that team.
Yeah, no, I'm also of agreement. So you're taking Britain Nicola $2.75, Dan Gagai at $4.75. I'm on Schiller anytime at $2.80, and Mulatalo at $2. I just think Mulatalo at $2 is a really, really nice price for a very, very attacking winger. And Schiller, I don't know, like any winger that's paying nearly $3 in the NRL, like I'm just gonna take them. I don't care how poor the team is. Nearly $3 for a winger is criminal. But yeah, Nicola at $2.75. I think he scored 6 out of the last 7 games for the Sharks, so he's obviously in good try scoring form. And Dane Gagai at $4.75. We know that he can find space and be a sort of a tackle buster. Do you have anything further to add on those two?
No, it's purely on matchup as well. Obviously, Hirotti's over there, and I just think I'm just hoping that Knights find some form, as I said, and if they do, I think like that edge, like you've got Schiller as well. I mean, KP's their chance, and let's just hope for our sake that they both get over.
Hopefully, otherwise it's going to be very, very painful watch. And last game of the week, West Tigers $1.72, Parramatta $2.13. Line is 1.5. Total match points 47.5. This match has been filled with controversy all week. Mitch Moses coming back from that injury. Obviously, the Lachlan Galvin situation. It seems like Parramatta are probably going to be the ones to sign him. He's been dropped to Cup. We do see a halves pairing of Jerome Luai and Adam Dewey. Jerome Luai being very outspoken this week, so I expect it's now or never for him to really step up and lead this Tigers side. You've got Moses back for Parramatta. They do love a good Easter Monday game. This one is always popping off. It's over at CommBank. Obviously, last time Tigers took on Parramatta, it was pretty much a massive drubbing from the Tigers. They just absolutely took Parra to the cleaners. Obviously, Tigers off the back of a win. Eels with no Lomax. What do you think in this one?
Yeah, everything you just said. I mean, it's a hard one to read. Obviously, everything that's gone on at the Tigers, you feel like they probably have a point to prove and stick together. And then obviously Mitchell Moses coming back is a coup for the Eels. And I honestly think it's going to be a really good game. I think Luai at 6, as much as Galvin was doing well, I think Luai at 6 does benefit him. I think he needs to be freed up that little bit. But yeah, it's going to be real interesting. I can't wait to see it. And yeah, I think there's a few options in this game. I think there'll be some points.
Yes, there's plenty of options. This is my biggest bet of the week in terms of players. I'm going to be at this game. It's going to be very hostile. So I'm very much looking forward to the atmosphere that's going to be there. Both number 6s are well scrutinised. Dylan Brown, obviously scrutinised for his move to the Knights. Lachlan Garvin scrutinised for being I'm not going to use the choice of words I want to use because I know you and I have both very differing opinions on the situation. But let's look at the bets this game. You got Isaiah Iongi, $3, Terrell May, $7. I'm on the Tigers -1.5. I'm on Samuel Afenu at $4.75. I'm on Jerome Luai at $5. I'm on Alex Seyfarth at $6 as well. So this is our biggest game of the round in terms of bets. I think there's just some absolutely unreal prices. $3, $7, $4.75, $5, $6, and the Tigers at -1.5 as well. So talk to me on Iongi because I posted. Obviously, a lot of people follow me for Supercoach content. I posted on Twitter today that, a lot of people are selling Isaiah Iongi from a Supercoach standpoint. I compared it to buying a fine bottle of wine and saving that for a special occasion, only to get rid of that bottle just before the special occasion comes, which being obviously Mitch Moses returning. Is that basically your thinking? Like Moses is going to be able to create space and take the defensive pressure away from Iongi?
Yeah, for sure. And it will free up, obviously, the whole spine there, Dylan Brown as well. And yeah, I just think Iongi seems, I don't know too much about him, but from what I've seen, he seems like he likes his running game and rates it. And he's a good passer as well. But yeah, I can just see him over on those edges. Obviously, Tigers have a few out and they got a whole new left edge outside Luai. Luai seems to hold his own over on that side and does pretty well for those around him. But I can just see Iongi, as you said, getting in some space from his halves. And yeah, the price as well.
Wonderful. So pretty much for me, Toronto at $7. I know that you love backing him. We did see Norbolo crash over a couple of weeks ago, so the options are there. For me, Samuel Afenu at $4.75. The edges for this game, I think, are Kelma Tuilagi and Kitiona Kotoga. It's just, I'm very happy to back Seyfarth. I'm very happy to back Fainu as well for just pretty unreal prices. And Luai anytime, hopefully him playing 6 is going to be able to just free him up and run a bit more. I think $5 just for a game to prove. It's pretty much written in the script that he's going to score, I feel like, and have some justification for the comments and the actions that he's made this week in support of the club and his coach. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game to watch, and all eyes will be on 4 o'clock Easter Monday. Let's look at our multi. We are down 2.2 units, which is not ideal. But we do have a pretty big return this week, $5.79. Latrell Mitchell or Jacob Preston anytime. Into Suafa-Alongo anytime. Into the Sharks head-to-head. Into the Broncos head-to-head as well. Going to get you $5.79. We've spoken on Fa'alongo. We've spoken on the Broncos. We've spoken on the Sharks. Talk to me on the Trell/Preston. Obviously, we've touched on Trell, but Preston moving back to that right-hand side. I think it's $1.90 for either one of those two to score, which I think is not a bad little price.
Yeah, exactly. And I wasn't 100% sure if Kickout had come back in, but either way, I just think, with obviously Walker switching sides and Latrell, you would say out of position, but there's all new combos in Preston. Just a freak the way he runs, Burton back. I just think Bulldogs, it's just going to be a massive game. And I just think Bulldogs are going to be up for it. And who better to score than Preston? And the odds that it was paying, I thought it was pretty good. Like what you said, I think it was about $1.90. So, I'd take that.
No, I agree. Let's move into our JVJ bet of the week, our lock of the week. You get the bragging rights. Last week, your bet came in. Mine didn't, which takes you up to -1.92 units. I think you were down to 3.2. So back in the trending direction. I actually lost, so I lost a bit of ground. So as it stands now, you're -192. I'm +291. But you're looking at Stone Street into Sewer. A Fa'alongo anytime try score at $2.92. If that gets up, you'll be pretty much nearly a whole unit up, which is going to be great. Or you'll be pretty much back even, which is going to be unreal. For me, I'm on Dong Young and Daniel Tupu 2 plus $2.40. So similar odds. If you get up, you're going to be back in the green. If I lose, then we're pretty much 1 week apart. But not too bad. What are you thinking with Stone Street?
Yeah, just obviously the matchup there with the Sharks. They're actually. I feel like I was a bit worried there that they weren't sort of using their edges. Ronaldo, I don't know the stats, but I don't know how many. He wouldn't have scored too much this year. I just think they're finding their feet finally, and I just think he'll cross over in that game. He's their right edge is their strike at the moment. So I like him and same similar thinking with Storm. Obviously with Sua over on that right side, Hughes is in fine form. So let's hope that I can get back in the green and you can stop hanging it on my head.
Hopefully. Well, that's been Over the Cap round 7, your preview, your weekly betting preview once again. Apologies for last week. I actually got a lot of messages saying where was it. So a lot of people don't follow us over on Twitter. So if you don't, get over at Over the Cap Pod over on X. Follow me at SD Whisperer on all major platforms. And Jaden, where can people find you? And what are you looking to do this week? Are you going to be jumping on the feed again?
Yeah, for sure. Always jumping on the feed. I mean, it's Easter, but I'll try and find some time. I'll sneak off from the family and put on some. No, I'm joking. But you can find me JAIGGG _ on X and JAIGGG on the feed.
Wonderful. That's been your round 7 preview. This has been Over the Cap, your weekly betting preview hosted by the Insight Fantasy Network. And we'll see you once again next week.